going through this crazy world, sometimes we can move mountains if we only have someone who believes in you. It is a concrete jungle world out there. Not everyone is gonna care. Out there, people been fighting for survival. Out there, this is a war will never end. Out there, people fighting for diamond, rushing for gold. People losing their souls. If you just believe in me, then just your smile for a while can help me change this world. Change this world. Sometimes your best friends no longer wanna be your friends. Sometimes I feel as if the world is against you. Sometimes your family all turn their backs on you, force you to face life on your own. I bet people fighting for diamond, rushing for gold, people losing their soul. If you just believe in me, then just your smile for a while can help me change this world. Sometimes all we need, don't need an angel, just someone believes in you. Was all that we need sometimes, someone to have faith in you. People fighting for diamond, rushing for gold, people losing their soul. If you just believe in me, then just your smile for a while can help me change this world. Sometimes all we need, don't need an angel, just someone believes in you. Someone to tell you that you can when the world thinks you can. Sometimes all we need is just a simple smile. Smile with me, smile with me, smile with me, yeah. Baby, a smile can change this world.
All right, this is the Evan Ginzburg Show at villageconnectionradio.com, and joining us once again, one of my favorite guests, Billy Boy, the Jamaican cowboy, looking sharp. You look like Roger Troutman. Remember Roger Troutman? got the sailor gimmick on. It's awesome.
Hey, thanks a lot. And that's more than a compliment, right?
Yeah. Explain the outfit to us before we.
As you can see, this outfit is quite militant.
Yeah.
And of course, I am a militant person.
You have a military background.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
Well, of course, the military background, I must say first and foremost that actually shaped me to face this world. And I wish that everybody could actually have such an experience in terms of like pushing yourself a stage above what you think that you couldn't do. And it actually builds you in more than one ways that you can think of. Because think about, in terms of discipline, of course, Most of the times, even we ourselves, sometimes we don't even have self-discipline discipline when it comes down to ourselves. So, not just with ourselves, but the whole approach about how you face certain things, situations in life. And it is just a different world in the same world that we're here into.
Oh, yeah. Jim
So,
Savali, our engineer, was in the military as well, right, Jim?
he was.
Yep, maybe.
And once a soldier, you're always a soldier. And about the outfit, of course. Of course.
I just don't fit in my Navy uniform anymore, unfortunately.
Oh, so wow. So I'm actually speaking to a Navy too, right? My outfit, right, in terms of like the message that I have to carry to the world, I have to be militant about it, firm and fair of the way I go about it.
There you go.
And I'm a lover of fashion too. So
All right. And tell us about the first song that we opened up with.
Change This World. That song, of course, each time I perform that song, it actually that song always have me emotional, and it's all about the stuff that happening inside this world right now, and we can relate to a lot of these things. For example, the number of school shootings that we have, and that falls under in terms of like we have some different type of kids. The way they are grown, it's different from the old school. Because I'm not gonna go too much into it, but at the end of the day, parents, we have to do what we have to do to curb our children. Because if we don't curb them, somebody else is gonna curb them, and it's not necessarily the right way you want to see your kids be curved. Yes, change this world. It's all about the injustice in terms of like people who see another person and you don't like the other person because of how they look. Remember, people did not make themselves. Make themselves. It's all about you're born and happen to be a being, and this is the body that you're trapped in. I'm not gonna call it trap, because trap is something that you want to get out of.
So don't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly. So it's all about, you can't just see a person and do not like a person because of how the person look. Most of the times we call it racist and all those stuff. No, love is bigger than all of those stuff. And if you have love, you accept everybody, because if you can accept all animals, then human beings of your own kind, you should be able to accept. So change this world. It's all about the love that we need to have for our neighbors, in spite of who the person is. You should have love for that person.
There you go.
And that's what we're talking about.
And what message do you have on Father's Day?
Father's Day. And of course, that's a very delicate topic. And I'm sure that all the mothers over the world, right, you will be wishing the fathers, the fathers a happy Father's Day, right? In spite of. All right. A lot of men, for more than one reasons, even though there can't be a reason though justifiable, they do not stand up for the children. Right? Sometimes they really
desert their children.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So because sometimes it's because of their own dirtiness about them. They didn't have a father, so they say, you know what? I didn't have a father to take care of. I ain't gonna take care of no child or children. And the other one is that sometimes they're into toxic relationship in terms of like with their spouse or whatever be the case. And sometimes, they take it into a level that it shouldn't be, because there's no relationship or whatever can separate you from your kids. In spite of, you should always make the effort to take care of your children. Sometimes the mothers run away with the kids too. Most people can have that experience. They can't find the kids to take care of them either. But in spite of all the things, fathers, stand up to your responsibility.
There you go.
You only have a chance to do it once. If you mess up, then that's a mess up for a lifetime. Trust me.
So the message on Father's Day is be a father.
Be a father.
That's right. That's right.
Not
It's
a
easy.
breeder.
The message is easy. Being a father isn't easy, but the message.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Billy, please plug any social media before we hear you perform live. How do people stay in touch with you, and any websites, any upcoming gigs, whatever you want to plug?
All right. First and foremost, I love to keep contact with the world. Right. So, as you know, my name is Billy Boy, the Jamaican Cowboy. So if you want to find me, all my sites: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Billy Boy, the Jamaican Cowboy.
There's only one. There's only one Jamaican cowboy.
Different.
There you go.
Of course.
And we're gonna have a little set from you live in studio, and this is totally improv. We didn't rehearse. You just kind of walked in the door. So hit us with whatever you want to hit us with.
And please don't tell him that the GPS lost me, right? And
I won't say that.
as a timid driver, you have to look. All right. This song I'm about to sing, right? It's called "Caught Up," and this is also gonna be the TV track for a movie called "Caught Up." That's a police officer movie. But indeed, this song is talking about a person who actually he was grown the proper way. You know, like when you're brought up good.
Right.
But for some reason, along the way, you're searching for yourself. Just like most young people, they get caught up along the way. And the more they fight, is the more they find themselves in deeper and deeper situation that they can't get out of.
And for those who haven't seen you on my show before, you're also an actor.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I am.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Though it was never my intention, life destination had a different plan for me. I try my best to do the right, stay from the wrong, still get caught up in the middle of the ghetto. I get caught up in the middle of my game. I strayed away so far away from the right. Right now I cannot find my way back home, and I don't wanna die into this movie. I Thank you.
Billy Boy, anybody ever tell you sound a little like Jimmy Cliff?
That's what they call me.
No, really? You do?
I have to be saying, no, Billy Boy. I respect the artist and one of my role model, but Billy Boy.
Who are some of the artists that have influenced you?
All right, of course, Jamaican wise, you can't leave out Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and our female artists,
They both died,
of them.
They both died young.
Huh?
They both died young, Bob Marley and Peter Tosh.
And to be honest, for some strange reason, it's very mysterious. The talented people on the whole, sometimes they always find they die young. But, to God be the glory and, God work. Whatever happened. We just have to just move on. And also, here in the US, of course, we're talking about Kenny Rogers. That's
Kenny
my
Rogers,
grandmother from a long
nice.
time.
Yeah.
Toby Keith, 3 seconds.
Is
Dolly Parton.
Is country music popular in Jamaica? Country music?
Oh yeah, Simon. In other words, what are you saying? Country music. I was brought up on country music.
Really? Interesting.
And you have to understand that Jamaica, of course, there was a time when it was one of the largest English-speaking country island that we have, right, in the Caribbean. And of course, country. You have people who love country even more than our own music, reggae.
Interesting.
And I should tell you another thing, just like I mentioned on the last show that I was a part of. The Christian community, which we have that highly in Jamaica, when they will play like a Kenny Rogers or Dolly Parton, Shania Twain and all those songs, they're not going to play any reggae because some people still have that crazy idea that reggae is a sin. And no, reggae is upliftment of the people. And it talk about rebel against injustice. That's what reggae music is like. It's like a vehicle to carry a message to the world, and that's what it should be. Just like country music, matter of fact, they always be telling a story.
Oh yeah.
But country is big in Jamaica, man. Yes, man. Even up until now, the old school, they trust me, they can tell you every different country artist there is. Yeah.
I'm not a huge country fan, but I like Hank Williams and Patsy Cline because it's very bluesy, very soulful. Yeah.
And that again, country music, the genre of music is very broad. So you pick just like a table that you have in front of you. You pick the flavor that you want because my type of country that I do is different. It's a reggae mixed with country.
Oh yeah.
So that's a different. I extended the genre of the song. Yeah.
Johnny Cash, I liked. You could feel it. Johnny Cash.
Yeah. And just like most stories, they put you into characters sometimes, and they put you into the shoes of the the writer. And you see, it's like the image that you hear singing is just graphic in front of you. You can relate, so it can put you and take you out of moods. So
there you go. And what do you have coming up? Any upcoming gigs, movies, projects?
I'm presently working on this movie called Made in New York. Philip Warmington, big up yourself as a director. And as I sang the song a while ago, Caught Up. That's another movie it has been working on some time ago, and it's scheduled to come out anytime soon. And not only that, I'm working on a project right now with Ed Robinson. We're talking about that artist that give you not knocking on the heaven's door. That's a reggae version, right? Yeah. So he's the first I'm actually working right now in terms of like the production. Very talented brother, trust me. Sick man.
There you go.
And also, I want to actually big up all the people who I met along my journey, including you too, man. So,
thank you.
For the opportunity that you give me and things that you maybe taught me. Well, no, maybe. Everybody that you meet, you learn something from each person that you meet.
And I've met some great people through you. And next week, your friend's coming back. Tell us about your friend.
Kadar Black coming back next week. Come burn up the place. When I say burn up the place, in terms of like good burn up, right?
That's right. So he'll be on the show next week, and as always, we'd like to thank Jim Savali for this forum because a lot of radio stations don't have Jamaican cowboys. No. Jim's open to everything.
You understand what I'm saying?
We're the only one.
That's right. And would you like to do another number? It's up to you.
Yes. course, this song that I'm about to sing is called "Fool in Love." Still a little kind of comic story, like something to make you laugh, right? About a relationship. Been trying hard to understand the woman into my life, yeah. I was about to call my wife. She treat me kind sometimes. She knows when payday is around. I was no ordinary now. She is a woman just like cash plus. Oh, what I need, yeah. Not the ordinary girl. She took my money till it's gone. She shut down and run away, so far away. But tell me why it took me so long to see it's a scale. I've been a fool in love. Tell me why it took me so long to see it's a scale. I've been a fool in love. Why it took me so long to realize I was a clown. Oh, This is a story about woman. Want you to dare to listen now. Anytime a woman plans to leave you, it makes no sense to cry. Don't ask her why. Her mind was made up years ago, just that she just wants you to know it now. Give up the ghost. But tell me why it took me so long to see it's a scale. I've been a fool in love. Tell me why it took me so long to see it's a scale. I've been a fool in love. Oh, why it took me so long to realize I was a clown. Why it took me so long to realize I was the clown. Fall in love. Love and respect.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's interesting. Even when you sing about something that's painful, you're very upbeat.
Yeah.
Very.
Yes.
It's a happy sound.
Even when it's 195 degrees.
That's right. Yeah, we got the lights, the cameras
Yeah.
on, and we're torturing the guy. Yeah,
Yeah, no problem.
heat lights, heat
that's
lamp.
right. That's right.
Of course,
He's suffering for his art.
yes. Yes, and the other thing I want to talk about, even though it's all about, I am very concerned. I am also a parent, and you don't have to be a parent to be a human being. We're talking about the safety for our children.
Of course.
And the question that I will ask, what are we doing to save our children or to help our children? What are we doing to save the world? Because we're talking about each time you have some stupidness happen in terms of like those crazy I will always be targeting on school shooting because gun control is very important. And I'm a person, I'm not afraid to talk as long as I know that I'm politically correct. You know, in terms of like, I don't see it, in other words, I don't see it justifiable for a person who cannot go into a corner store to purchase a beer, but yet still you can go into a gun store and purchase a gun. I don't see there's no logics in that.
I agree.
No logics at all. It's just like you have a car as the parents. You have a car at home. Sometimes you don't even want to give your teenagers the car to drive because they always have something to prove. And it's a process that we as young people will go through. Yeah, they're not mature enough to be able to have a firearm. Because I could tell you this, as a soldier, while I was training, it took us about a couple weeks well before they gave us real guns, and they were always micromanagers like that because of very responsibility.
Since we have two soldiers in the room, Jim Savali and yourself, what's your take on the gun situation? You guys know better than I do.
Yeah, I don't like to get political. The gun situation.
What do you think of an 18-year-old having a gun?
I think that if you're going to take guns away from 18-year-olds, you have to stop letting 18-year-olds go in the military. I mean, how can you give a military guy a gun and say it's okay, but not, if you're going to be 18 and be an adult, then you have to be an adult. I don't know if 18 is the right age to be an adult. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe 21 is the right age to be an adult, and then they go.
If you disagree, it's okay.
Yeah, you can disagree. We all disagree. It's all good.
I'm not gonna say I disagree, but I don't like to challenge in terms of with that thing. But I will shine my own light, and that is concerned. The difference between a 18-year-old in the military is no regular 18-year-old because that step up your maturity to about 1,000 more times.
Yep.
Because let's say then, if you want to have guns or be able to access guns as 18-year-old, then go in the military then. Yeah. Because you have to be properly trained before you actually can handle that. You understand? And training take it to a different level. Not to mention the military. I remember I didn't crying a lot of times for my mother, but training is nothing easy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it builds into a different person, and that's a time if you're 18-year-old and you want to have access to gun. That's what I don't have a problem with in the homes, like a carrier. First and foremost, your responsibility is to always conceal your stuff. Can't be hanging around the house like that. Anybody can take it off. Supervise and manage it, right? And nothing is wrong for you to carry a 18-year-old on the range.
I know somebody whose nephew was killed by a gun in the house, 6 years old.
Carelessness.
Bang, bang, cowboys and Indians.
Carelessness.
Yeah.
Carelessness.
Terrible. It destroyed the family.
Carelessness. You're not gonna leave your bank account. You're not gonna leave your money on the table like that. I'm talking about vital stuff. Cause guns are vital stuff. I'm talking about vital stuff that you don't want to lose it. You're not gonna put it on kill. That's all you have to
be a responsible gun owner if you're going to be a gun owner.
Very responsible.
You can't let Junior get the gun and end up dead. I mean, terrible. And this happens more often than people realize.
Carelessness.
The other thing that happens is somebody goes to the bathroom 3 a.m. You think it's an intruder, and you shoot your kid or your dad or your mom, and it's.
And that comes on a training because at the end of the day, you can't be too jumpy. That's the thing. You have to always learn how to be in terms of I'm trying to find in other words to not to be nervous, right? To relax under certain circumstance. When I say relax, I'm talking about not to be too jumpy. See what you have to see first, because if you hide, conceal yourself. The target base, you're inside the house. Matter of fact, you're inside the house. You know your house even better. Yeah. Conceal yourself to see what it is. What is it before
it's 3 a.m.
you engage?
You hear a noise, you're half asleep, and you shoot your relative. It's insane. Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
They should be in the house. So if you hear a noise, they have entitlement to be inside the house. You can't just pop, pop, pop. No.
Right. Yeah.
You can't.
Terrible.
The thing about gun, you cannot chase the bullet and take it up. You can't turn it.
You can't say oops after you kill your relative.
No. Very dangerous, and we have to understand that that's a life. Each time a bullet is discharged from that gun or rifle, that's a life. Even if it didn't hit, that's a life, and more than one life too. Yeah. And until we start to value humanity, then that's the time when we'll take a step.
And there has to be better background checks. You have somebody with a history of mental illness, and the kid's got an arsenal in his room. Something's not right there either. It's complicated.
And the worst thing about it that add to the fury, they're not allowed to discipline the children as they should. And I'm talking about schooling. Do you understand? I to be honest, I'm not gonna talk about corporal punishment in terms of, I'm not really saying that I'm pushing for it or anything like that. But saying this to say that if it has to be done with control. Because kids sometimes they will test it to see how far they can reach. You're not gonna kill your own kid. And any parent who try to abuse their children, I'm not up for that. I'm talking about for you to, if you're gonna, give them a little, with control. With control. Right? Because you love them and you want them to see them go the right way. Control yourself first. First and foremost, if you're too angry, do not punish a child when you're angry. Wait until you calm down. And if talking helps, then you don't have to resort to other form of punishments. Right? But you have to know your children, know your kids. Because when you know your kids, they can know how to take steps with them. Have a relationship with them. Ensure that they communicate with you. And you communicate with them too. Because if we can change our children, then we can change the world. We're sending them out there into society. We don't want our kids to be the cause of the loss of, future doctors, future lawyers, future presidents, future.
Right.
No, we want our children to grow. They have a right to grow and grow to what they want to be.
Yeah, you never know. This kid playing ball down the street, this kid could be the next president. You never know.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. I had something interesting, Jim. My friend had a baby, and my friend's a successful director, and he said, I expect my kid to live to 100.
Yeah, I think they will.
So the potential is unlimited. I mean,
this next generation's definitely going to live past 100.
Yeah.
See, when you talk about invention, each year or each day, sometimes you'll find a person they invent stuff. So saying this to say that all individuals, they have something to take to the world that wasn't there before.
Right.
Whether they believe it or not. And their influence is very much important. And if we cut them short, then that's something that the world would actually not experience.
Somebody should invent an umbrella that actually works. Yeah.
An umbrella that works, right?
Yeah. Every time I have an umbrella, I'm soaking wet.
I saw this guy. He came out with this umbrella that actually is going to fly over your head through an app on your phone.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to hover over your head. So if you move, it's going to move with you. You don't have to hold it.
We need like an umbrella, like a Mary Poppins deal, where you actually fly.
You can fly.
Flying cars are here already, you know.
So I guess we're past the Jetson stage already, right?
No, flying cars are here.
Yeah,
well, it's hard to, like he was saying, like there's someone that is maybe not even born yet who's going to invent or come out with a cure for cancer that we don't even know yet.
Yeah.
Just like Mark Zuckerberg invented Facebook 20 years before that, he wasn't even born.
Here's the thing, though,
it's
Jim.
kind of crazy.
I don't want them to find the cure for what kills me 3 weeks later.
Well, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen.
But,
3 weeks after I'm gone, they'll find the cure.
And the cure for cancer is already there. And we all know that.
I think it is.
People say that I talk too much sometimes. I have to care for that talk. But I'm not afraid to die as long as I die for righteousness.
There you go.
But it's all about our natural plants that we have. And the right plants, what to use and how to use. And if you make that be your food, and I'm talking about real plants. Because too often, we have problems with the things that we are supposed to eat, and they are supposed to be natural. Why would we go to the store hearing about organic? Everything should be organic for as long as it's supposed to be. But they tell them organic is this and the other one is not. Come on.
My vice is pretzels. I love pretzels.
No.
It's not organic. We are rapidly running out of time. Let me just quickly thank our sponsors, Dr. Scott Bernstein, DDS, TimothyDarkMusic.net. Timothy Dark is a great hip-hop artist, by the way. Frederick Gilbert Bourne, Forgotten Titan of the Gilded Age book. And I just want everybody to check out our movie called 350 Days. You a wrestling fan? You like wrestling?
I used to watch that a long time ago. I didn't.
We got Bret Hart, superstar Billy Graham.
I
July
never yet
12th,
understand it.
Nationwide, FathomEvents.com. The premiere at the Regal Union Square Theater on 14th Street. But on July 12th. So FathomEvents.com. Check it out. And Billy Boy, you want to do one more song? It's up to you.
He's going to be playing another of my most recent songs.
So you want us to play you out then?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to play you out.
And that song is all about in a relationship. You see, I love to target relationship because the family is the center of all.
That's
right? So we're talking about if you're constantly being hurt and abused and the person not changing, there's a reason we stay away from each other. And there's always a reason we stay away from each other.
And happy Father's Day, everybody. And thank you, Billy Boy. Thank
Respect
you.
and love, man.
Thank you.
There is a reason we stay away from each other. Clearly the reason brought us to the end. There is a reason we stay away from each other. Clearly the reason brought us to the end. Quarrel and fight almost every day, and then tomorrow find a way get back together. We both know, although we friends right now, but we both know that it won't be long. Hell break loose again. One of us may die, one of us may go to prison, but we both know the reason why. There is a reason we stay away from each other. Clearly the reason brought us to the end. There is a reason we stay away from each other. Clearly the reason brought us to the end. Your family don't understand, and they think I've done you wrong, but you know the reason that brought us to the end. There is a reason we stay away from each other. Clearly the reason brought us to the end. There is a reason we stay away from each other. Clearly the reason brought us to the end. Clearly the reason brought us to the end. Clearly the reason